Hey everybody, it's Cirrus Oten, and I'm going to finish this damn game. You may notice that the last video and this video, their dates that they're posted are almost a year apart. It's because of some circumstances like moving and things like that. I hadn't been able to record, but I just got me a new laptop. I'm back in it, and as I said, I'm going to finish this damn game. Also, I'm going to try something a little different. These, I will admit, are pre-recorded. That's because I found that while I'm pretty decent at multitasking and I have pretty good coordination, talking and playing a game like this at the same time wasn't working out too well. I was dying far more than I should. And so I went through and played the game, pre-recorded it, and now I'm just doing the voiceover. I assure you it is me actually playing the game. I didn't steal someone else's recording. And I'm going to be doing this along with live commentary at least until I get a little better at the commentary. The UFO power that I have right now is awesome, and it makes a lot of parts of the game a lot easier. I like using it. Gives you freeform movement, 3 different abilities. The only problem is at the end of the stage like that, you lose it. They don't allow you to keep it, and that kind of sucks. I don't believe I do any better at this crane than I usually do, or did in the last 3 anyway, which is strange for me. I can usually get the big Kirbys and come out with like 6 lives, but I don't know, this playthrough I just couldn't get it. So I'm just going to give up on it and get the smaller ones. They're easier to get. Getting 1 life is better than getting none. And I have completely played this game. I've done all the videos and I have them all. I'm just going to do the voice for them as I can. I don't know when I'll have them posted. What I'll probably do is I'll do them in like bursts. Like I'll do several videos at once. And then I'll either post them intermittently or I'll post them all at once. I'm not sure yet. It's just with my work schedule, which is different from week to week, I find it hard to get time to do this. And so when I do get time, like I said, I'm probably going to do a bunch of them all at once. The playthrough of this Kirby adventure is a year in the making, but it will be finished. If the video seems to skip a little bit, it's probably because this game is very fast paced and I'm using Cam Studio to record, and I'm not sure how it's going to do on like frame rate. If you heard that, ignore it. At this point in the game, I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, I'll say what I can when I can, but you've pretty much seen everything with the exception of a few powers and, of course, the bosses of the last levels. And nothing really changes, like there are no surprises. It's just a matter of getting used to the powers, getting used to the controls, and then burning through the stages. I'm going to try this. I don't know if I'll do any good. I don't really remember, to be honest. You have to be really quick. There's one down. The first 2 or 3 guys aren't that hard. It's D to D that's really tough. Like, he will shoot you in like 0.06 seconds, and as you can see, my best right now is like 0.18. Oh, 0.15. And he got me because he can do 0.11. But 1 up is better than nothing. Extra lives really aren't a necessity in this game because, well, it's not that difficult of a game. The only time extra lives really become a necessity is at the end, the boss battles. Which the bosses for the individual levels themselves aren't tough, with the exception of a couple of them. But the final boss battle tends to be a little aggravating. As a matter of fact, I think I screw the last boss battle up quite a bit. Have to wait to see that, though. What's in this door? Oh yeah, this room. I have no idea how to break these blocks. If anyone has any clue how to break those blocks, please tell me. I have never found a power that could actually break them. I may just be trying the wrong powers, but... The wind does push you here. There's a little bit of a current, but it's nothing too detrimental. As I get hit in the face repeatedly. I love it when that happens. Yeah, this game isn't too difficult. Smack, 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 1,000 damage. Because this game isn't too difficult, but I have 2 bars of health. Because I get hit so much. It's pretty pathetic. But that's what you watch these videos for, right? To see me beat a game in the least skilled possible manner. Sometimes you want to do those arenas like that, even if you don't want the power, just because it gives you the maximum tomato. Max health is always nice. Conveniently, I like the backdrop power. Oh god. See, look at that. I started in this level with full health, and I've already been hit twice. Oh, here's one of the sections where a specific power makes it really easy, and that's the willpower. And there is a little bonus at the bottom of this if you make it fast enough. But I did not. If you can run fast enough to beat that little trail of explosion, you can get in there and get that 1 up. But I screw it up horribly. Hey, it's a new boss time. Or mini boss. And wheel does not work on him, obviously. If he runs into you, he grabs you and throws you, which gives you the power throw. When you suck up enemies, you press in a direction in order to throw them. And they penetrate and go through everything in their way. You can even throw at angles, like that. And in midair. Good for some situations when you can just grab one enemy and throw him, and it just kills a bunch of enemies in a row. Something I do want to tell you about is that this is not a perfect run. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but you know those plungers that open up things on the world map? I'm not getting all of them. And the way you can tell that is whenever I beat a stage and I come out of the door onto the world map, if the star on the door is still blinking, then that means I missed something. I'm not worrying about it because for the most part they just open up something on the world map like one of the little mini games, and I've already shown off all of the different mini games. And as I said, they just give you extra lives, and I have 10 lives. Extra lives are not that hard to come by. Meta Knight again. Don't worry, we will get our revenge on Meta Knight eventually. And I do an exceedingly good job at Meta Knight, considering he is one of the toughest bosses in this game. As you can see, his minions give me more trouble than he will actually give me. I think his minions give me so much trouble because there are so many of them, and there are like 4 different types of them that all have different abilities, and so you have to be watching in all directions because random things will just come flying at you. Oh no, I am about to die. And there it is. No, I did not know that just because it's pre-recorded. Now that's honestly the truth. I actually recorded these like a week ago, so I really don't remember half of anything that happened on them. And I did the remaining levels all at once. So by the time I got finished with the game, I had forgotten what happened in this level. So there may be times I think I'm going to die when I don't. The fireball power makes this section a lot easier because you can hit it and just blast through the gaps between those little spikies. But my excellent gameplay prowess allowed me to not keep it. I consider myself to be pretty good at video games. Just for some reason, sometimes, you know, I have my days. I didn't do too great at these videos, but I will say I did beat the game, which isn't saying much considering it's a Kirby game. I think one of the only Kirby games easier than this one was Superstar, and that's only because it wasn't even really a game. It was a collection of like 4 mini games that you just played. Seriously, if you want to make yourself feel really good about your ability to play video games, play Kirby Superstar on the Super Nintendo. Well, and if the bottom of the screen is cut off a little bit, I apologize for that. Like I said, I'm using Cam Studio, and I'm not really familiar with it and how it works, and I may be messing up the recording, but I don't really care enough to go back and change it, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. As you can see, this room is dark. I imagine on a little, like, 8 or 9 inch television screen, back in the day it would have been a lot more difficult, but on an emulator it's not. As you can see, the light power lights up the dark screens, and using it a second time does nothing. This place is an aggravation. You're supposed to get that stone power and then hit this, and each one that you hit eliminates part of the screen that's blocking your path. But it's a big death trap. It's really not worth trying, because when you hit that last one on the right side of the screen, you have to rush to get to the left side of the screen to get the one up before it falls off the screen. And so it's not worth the effort. Yes, boss time. I'm going to go down here to the arena to get full health before I go do it. And I am failing. Can I do it with 2 health only? If you answered no, you might be correct. If you answered yes, you might be correct. It comes down to this one last hit. And, oh, I messed up. And he's dead. And I'm dead. The good news is that dying in there also gave me full health, which was the whole reason I was going in there in the first place. This guy is a classic boss. You see him in almost every Kirby game at least once. And the high jump power is the best power to use against him. Do some really obnoxious jumping until we get here. And now we actually get to fight him. I don't know what his name is. I don't know what the names of majority of these enemies are. I recently found out that the sun and the moon from the last level, the bosses of the last level, I found out their names are Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. And apparently all of these enemies have names, but I don't know them. And I'm doing a horrible job. Should be interesting to see when I actually play a difficult game. And he's dead. Giving us another wand. And come on back next time and we'll play the next stage. See ya.